that, right?
I don't know. But anyways, evening everybody.
Oh,
thanks for staying tuned through the end of Smokey and the Bandit Part 2. We appreciate your patronage here on the Superstation. It's time for What's on Joe Mind. You can see the Honcho is back with us after his tropical vacation. But we're actually loaded up enough. I didn't bother getting a fourth chair tonight. Because if we had Phil on, Phil wouldn't have had time to talk. So at that point, that's just needlessly cruel. We like to have the time to be legitimately cruel. You know, we want to make sure that if we're gonna abuse Phil, it's directly and not indirectly. But anyways, stay with us. We'll be back after you watch our kick-ass theme sequence. Stay tuned. Hey, everybody. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How's everybody doing?
ooh.
I got a busy day tomorrow. Let's roll.
Phil giving us some props there. They try to make the crew. We know I like to think that we do. We take the time that if we're going to insult you personally, to really insult you personally. Mm-hmm. Not just let circumstance dictate, oh, we're going to snub Phil passively. No, we're gonna make fun of Phil actively.
It's not. I mean, it's respectful that we didn't pull him off of Space Mountain to come barely be on the podcast tonight, right?
Right. I mean, you know, I won't even get into Phil's Disney addiction. That's just that's not a hobby for sane individuals
or poor individuals.
Right. Well, that too, but. I'm not gonna look. Phil gets to spend his money however he wants.
Yeah, and it's not an addiction if you never run out.
But we get to make fun of how he spends his money. That's fine. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm just saying that there's consequences.
He's already correcting me.
I don't. I'm done paying attention to him for the night. He's not on the show, so I don't have to actually give him any. Anyways, back from the glorious lands, I think of Bend, Oregon, or maybe Bend South. South Bend? No, that's a different place.
Man.
But it's the Hot Show, Mark Weber.
Hey, I was legit in the Caribbean, and I learned like a legit phrase. We had a driver taking us around St. Thomas, and he was so friendly. He would when they just chirp honk, just like that. It's like, hey, what's up? And so he was honking a lot. And anytime he passed like a guy working on a roof or somebody walking their dog, he would give him a little honk and he'd go, hey, man, how you doing? Heavy. And I'm like, that's new to me. What does, heavy mean? And he said, it's the equivalent of what's up or how you doing or hey, bro. So that's actually legit. So I did some field research. And now I can mix that in with my Caribbean gambit.
After your conversations with Heavy.
Right.
All right.
With your Bend, Oregon accent.
Yeah, I'm on.
It's very authentic.
Hey, doesn't get more authentic, man.
No, we'll touch base on that a little bit later in the program. Also here in the bottom row, back where he belongs.
Ooh.
It's Rack Time, Rob.
Hello.
Firefly asking, can we just clarify for new viewers that this isn't Ric Flair's Space Mountain?
It is not.
Look, I don't know what Phil does with his time. Maybe it is Ric Flair's Space Mountain. I'm not here to judge.
I'm willing to put a whole bunch of money on no.
I mean, probably not.
It's one of the few wrestling shirts I own. Is a black shirt with gold print. It says Ric Flair on the top, and then a bad illustration of Space Mountain, and under it, oldest ride, longest line. Awesome.
That's I guess if you're gonna just have one, that's a good one.
Yeah. Come on, who's gonna make fun of your Flair shirt? Come on.
I think the only wrestling shirt I ever bought was an NWO Wolfpack shirt.
Okay.
Because it was $5 on clearance after WCW had been sold.
Okay.
It was well past its expiration. So how do you say no to that, right?
Yeah, I got it. Is it still around?
I don't think so. No,
Bummer.
I don't think so. But yeah, for a week that wasn't terribly busy, we got a lot. We got a lot of show tonight. This spring cleaning stuff. This is no fun. It's not fun for anybody. I started doing it for real around the apartment today, which means that it's even more of a claustrophobic, cluttered mess in here than usual. No one can see just off camera my mess of G.I. Joe Classified. That's some of it's getting opened for the first time. But Matt Rubin says he used to have more wrestling shirts than What's on Joe Mine shirts, but either they got worn out or I bought more What's on Joe Mine shirts. We'll have more on that later in the show too. But thank you, Matt Rubin. We understand that you are, in some weeks, you're the only thing keeping the swag shop open. So our retail team thanks you for your patronage.
Another week when we don't have to lay them off.
Right. I just have this image in my head of a combination of retirees and teenagers all wearing blue What's on Joe Mind aprons.
Right.
Scattering around, selling T-shirts and muffins.
We don't lay people off for no reason. Rob, we don't lay people off for no reason. We're not animals.
I don't know. I mean, we have a reason. I mean, that can't afford to pay.
I suppose that's true. It's not like we're paying them much. We ain't paying them much, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right.
We pay them in the muffins.
Well, I mean, they get paid less than us, and that's not a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's speaking of which, we got coffee link down below. Be sure to hit that up. You got a couple of bucks laying around.
Mm-hmm.
$1 a month gets you in the nightly or the weekly credits at the end of the show.
And a cool nickname.
Yes, of your choice, really.
Well, of your choice, unless the one we gave you is too good to replace.
Right, unless the one we gave you is awesome, and some of you, unfortunately, are in that category.
Yeah.
There's like if Matt Rubin does not care for the nickname Mr. Pittsburgh, it's kind of a too damn bad. He's Mr. Pittsburgh. There's no way around that one.
If he changed it, somebody else would snap that up. That's a pretty good handle.
Probably Bart.
Yeah, Bart.
The other half of the comedy legends, Matt Rubin and Bart.
Man, I had an order from Bart a week ago, and I autographed it.
We'll get to that later in the show.
Oh, just teaser.
Just settle down, man. I know you were out a week. I know you're all jumpy.
I missed rehearsal. What can I say?
Well, Dean, the Gold Digger dancers come on later, and
we'll fix it in post. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyways, I gotta quit reading live chat. But let's go ahead. Let's get started with community calendar. Of course, we have a new one which debuted last week, which Mark probably hasn't seen, because asking Mark to watch an episode that he's not on it's probably a lot like watching Joe to watch an episode she's not on.
Well, he would have had to have been watching that on cruise ship internet.
Yeah,
he don't have that much money. Nobody has that much money.
I'm not going to dispute that that's a fair criticism, but I was on a boat in the Caribbean.
Look, you've been home for 18 hours. You got 2 3/4 of that to spend on What's on Joe Mine. That's Levski. He's a talker.
You should have seen what my last 2.5 days were like. We staggered in here at like 9 p.m., which is not bad on a Sunday night, or like 8:40. And my daughter's like, "There's no milk." And I'm like, "Man, I wish you'd have noticed that 25 minutes from now when Shaw's, the grocery store, was closed. But now I could feasibly go fetch milk." So off I go. That's the kind of dad I am right there.
I'm just saying that DoorDash still delivers groceries at 10 p.m. So that's all I'm saying about that.
Stores open.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Anyhow, so Mark, this is new to you.
Yes.
But so brace yourself. It is emotional.
So if it's just a side-to-side thing just to do it, we don't see any point in that.
See, hard hitting.
Kind of sudden, right?
Well, I mean, there was gunplay 2 episodes ago. This
Yes.
Deke stuff, that means business, man.
Why did Cobra Commander sound like Tony Khan?
I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
But I mean, Deke, they killed off Headman, so
Yeah.
we don't quite know which Staff Sergeant Seanugs has bitten the dust here.
Man.
But certainly one of them has.
It's enough to make a Yeti cry.
Yeah. I feel bad. We hurt that little guy.
Hmm.
I don't think he knew that that was what was at stake when he got included in the What's on Joe Mind role of cast of characters, right?
Pretty sure that Rap Show was innocent though, because he was just hanging around, man. He couldn't have.
Yeah,
he didn't have a hand in that.
No, Rap Joe he's cleared.
Okay, good.
No problems there. The police are not interested in Rap Joe. Neither his involvement nor his disappearance and capture. They are not. They don't care.
Whatever.
Rap Show is not afraid to go to jail. Rap Show is from jail. Send him to jail. Be like, send him home.
Wow. Okay.
I have people asking in the live chat what was up with Staff Sergeant Seanugs. Clearly, you need to go back and watch the previous episodes because I'm not going to recap the whole thing for you here. All you're saying is tell me you're not watching the show without telling me you're not watching the show. That's all I'm saying.
Pretend like you're a kid again and you had detention after school and you missed the Tuesday episode, right?
Right.
Guess what? It ain't streaming. Mom didn't tape it for you on your Betamax. So you'll just have to hear from the other kids what coolness you missed.
Or you can just click on the YouTube thing and go to our channel and click there. And while you're there, maybe click the subscribe button.
Yeah.
And like all the videos and do all that cool YouTube stuff. Because not nearly enough of you are for the amount of effort that people like AbsorbVids are putting into the intro of one segment on our 2-bit slime show. That's all I'm saying. Is that a mug there, Mark? Is that your What's on Joe Mind?
I mean, I'm all about
it's the
promotion,
tumbler,
right?
There we go.
If I drop it, it's a tumbler.
I have the coffee style one, but I'm not drinking out of it tonight. I got cold beverage, so
I don't like coffee.
I just figured if you've got a hot drink, it would keep it hot. If you've got a cold drink, it would keep it cold. I figured the tumbler was a better choice.
It's the McDLT of drinking.
Right.
There you go. Fair enough.
How do it know?
I have a Yeti tumbler. I have never used it for a hot drink.
Or for tumbling.
I've used it not for tumbling, because really if I tumble, I'm just staying down a while.
Tumble is a soft word for I fell down.
Right. I'm just down for a bit.
Yeah.
He will be down like Rutherford B. Hayes.
I was doing a nip up and I only got the nip part down. I do nip downs.
I don't think the word for those is nip.
I've heard it both ways. You can kip up if you want.
It's kip up.
It's like soda and pop. Or water fountain and bubbler.
What?
Bubbler. People call water fountains bubblers.
They do in New England.
Go get a drink from the bubbler. No, it's a Midwest thing. It's a Wisconsin thing. You know what else they say in Wisconsin? Bag. Like a grocery bag.
Oh, that's just an accent. That's not. Anyways.
Look, I know accents. That's dialect.
Anyways, Getting started. Hey, this coming weekend, Fayetteville Comic-Con is happening. That is the 27th to 28th. You can see the Godfather himself, Larry Hama, will be in attendance. Other guests include John Anderson, our friend Carson Metaxas, Ron Rudat, Brian Shearer, Jim Shooter, Sergeant Slaughter, and many more guests. Parking is free, as with all good shows.
Mm-hmm.
You can get tickets and more information available to you. Fayetteville Comic Con in the slide, which is really detrimental to giving people the information. But FayettevilleComicCon.com. That is this weekend in Fayetteville, North Carolina, at the Crown Complex.
It's one of the best comp cons out there.
Right. Con.
It's probably a renegade show that was squatting on that address, just hoping people would enter it wrong.
I hate to turn a phrase. There's people in live chat defending Bubbler. I was today years old when I heard that for the first time.
Wow.
I've never heard that before right now.
Not happy about it.
I've never used it, but I'd heard it.
Jake Rose says now they are urinals in the streets.
Probably right.
It's anarchy out there.
Oh. Normally Jake is not so cold to the human experience. I feel responsible for this. Bubbler is a prototype Thundercat. So I know actually. My good friend Gary Head, for a long time, his goal was to chase down the prototype of the Bubbler, and he did manage to achieve that.
What did it do? What was a bubbler in Thundercats?
It blew bubbles. I don't know what it like. I never cared enough about Thundercats B-roll to really get into that because it was just a prototype, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't care about Thundercats A-roll.
Yeah, it didn't do what it was going to be fully designed to do.
I mean, let's be honest. The Thundercats toys that got released didn't exactly set the world on fire.
No.
So
but
the stuff that was on the cutting room floor probably belonged there.
Yeah, a little bit. But anyways, it was one of his holy grail items, and he was lucky enough to have that in his hot little hands for a little while before his untimely passage. But so that's the Bubbler makes me smile. But I've never heard a water fountain called that before.
Yeah, Zaymot.
CGC, yeah, sounds like a 60s Batman villain. That is correct.
Quick boy wonder, we have to stop the Bubbler.
Matt Rubin with the education. It was a moat monster that shot bubbles. Okay.
That sounds awful.
Right. Well, I mean, it's a Thundercats toy.
That's a good point.
There was a great theme song for Thundercats, and after that, I lost interest wildly. I just there's a sudden plummet in my interest level.
Weird because I'm a cat guy, right? And I was the right age for that, but it did nothing for me.
Yeah, just no interest there whatsoever.
Nope. I think it was too He-Man for me. We all know He-Man sucks.
Oh, Andrew Galgan, a lot of Thundercats hate from What's on Joe Mind. Look, it's just if you like it, great.
Yeah.
But I don't get it. The relaunch that they did that was on Cartoon Network, that was fun. That was a good show. It still doesn't mean I was in on the toys, which was, from what I understand, was hard to be anyway because they didn't get out to a whole lot of places. But good show the second time around.
I mean, if Andrew tuned into the
Go ahead, Mark. I'm sorry.
If Andrew tuned into the Best Batman the Animated Series podcast, expecting love for Thundercats, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Right. That just sounds like a misplacement of time.
Yeah.
Clearly, we talk about the important stuff. So,
I mean, we are one slide in at 9:25. So,
look, that's ahead of the game for us. We're not at the 20-minute mark of the show yet, so we're good. We're good.
We're friggin' flying, man.
Just rolling right along.
Holy smokes!
So, anyways, this weekend, Fayetteville Comic-Con, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Go see Larry.
Yeah.
Say hi. Tell him we sent you.
That's a good lineup, man. Ron Carson, Sarge.
That is a great G.I. Joe lineup. One of the best. They even have, if you go to their website, they have a G.I. Joe fan package that you can buy your ticket. So be sure to check that out at FayettevilleComicCon.com.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, same part of the country. We got the Winston-Salem Toy Hobby Sports Card and Comic Book Mega Show. That is in Winston-Salem, of course. That is Friday and Saturday. That is kind of weird. So don't let that throw you if you're in the Winston-Salem area. Friday from 1 to 7, Saturday from 9 to 4. 350 tables full of all kinds of fun stuff. $5 gets you in the door. $7 gets you in the door for both days. Kids 12 and under are free, which again seems like, if you're that anxious to give the kids away, maybe there's something wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. Maybe they're orphans for a reason.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, you work with kids. You know what I'm talking about, Rob.
Oh, I do, but I don't say it out loud.
Fair enough.
Right. We might need to get Slepsky back on here. That's all I'm saying.
$5.
Get Mark another vacation.
I need it, man. Let me tell you. Ooh. This work stuff is hard.
Zaymot CCG asked, no free parking. I don't know. There was no information as such. I assume so. Usually these $5 shows are of the free parking variety. So
maybe it's free if you park on the kids.
Oh, yeah. Kind of dark, but I'll allow it.
But, so yeah, same part of the country there, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, out at the fairgrounds in the Education Building. Be sure to check out the Toy Hobby Sports Card and Comic Book Mega Show this weekend.
Is that anything like a book depository?
Yeah, I'm like, can Rob get us in free just by waving his official teacher badge?
Do you need the $5, Mark?
I mean, let's be honest.
He was just on a cruise.
Yeah. You can get all you can drink Coca-Cola or soft drinks for only $12 a day on a cruise ship. What a joke.
$12 a day?
$12 a day. And the cup is it holds like 12 ounces, right? So you can just go back all day with your free drink.
Just sounds like a challenge to me.
Garbage.
But in case if you spend Friday and Saturday at Winston-Salem and, hey, I need something to do on Sunday, head to Canfield, Ohio for the Super Toy Events Ultimate Toy Expo. Right out there in Canfield, Ohio. They've got some wrestling guests there. You can see Buff Bagwell, Alundra Blaze, and hold on a minute, playa, Teddy Long in the house.
Oh, we got to have ourselves a tag team match.
Right. You're going to have to be on the wrong end of a handicap match against the Undertaker.
Oh man, I need Buff Bagwell's autograph to go with my Judy Bagwell autograph. So,
do you really have Judy Bagwell's autograph?
No, too expensive.
What
do I look like?
Well, I mean, Judy Bagwell has passed, so I'm thinking if you don't have it by now, it's probably not going in the book anytime soon.
That's why I got her first. Although most people say that's where I get Buff first, just to be careful. But why is she going by Alundra Blaze? I know that was her WWF name, but she was only there for like a year and a half. She was Medusa for like 20 years.
Look, man, I don't know what to tell you. That sounds like a question you need to take to Canfield, Ohio this weekend.
She whipped my ass
on Sunday, April 28th.
I don't know if you've seen the recent pictures. She's still killing it. I would call her Miss Michelli, right?
Right. You be very nice to Alundra Blaze when you meet her in person. She was at the Hall of Fame ceremony this year at WrestleMania, and she doesn't look a whole lot different than the picture.
No, she could outwork, I think, 3/4 of the active girls. Absolutely. Just saying. You watched AEW lately? That's half of the girls.
Well, that's AEW. They don't get on TV there. It's hard to say.
Riho does. I know it's hard to see her when she stands sideways.
Right. I mean, she throws herself around. You leave Rio alone. She works hard.
No, she's awful.
It just doesn't hurt anybody when she misses. She's 47 pounds.
Like when she does like a Northern Light suplex and the other person is jumping as hard as they possibly can so they don't land on her and break her in half.
Right.
Like, come on. How'd you get this? Oh, wait.
I really do. I worry about her when she's out there in a match on TV. She's
man.
tiny.
There's nothing to her.
She's a tiny person.
Mm-mm. She weighs literally 94 pounds, but 6 ounces of it is charisma.
You stop with your vendettas against random wrestlers.
I don't hate her. I just don't know why she's on my television.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
There you go.
But you've put a lot of thought into this material, is all I'm saying.
Look, I didn't flip on the mic tonight and go, man, I'm going to kill me some Ringo tonight. But here we are.
Sometimes things just work out that way.
Yeah, I didn't. We're lost, but we're way ahead of schedule.
I shudder to think if we actually did a wrestling show.
We just talk about G.I. Joe.
Right, probably. Super Toy events this Sunday at Canfield, Ohio. Go see yourself some Buff. Go see yourself some Medusa. Go see yourself some Teddy Long. Just $5 gets you in 10 to 4. Make it happen.
Don't call Teddy Long a peanut head. He doesn't like that.
No, that he does not. No.
Mm-mm.
Who would?
But again, he'll just get the Undertaker after you anyway. So at that point, if he, what's it matter? And of course, a return of a favorite toy, Palooza. That is happening May 5th from 11 to 4 at the Allegheny Health Network Sports Complex in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. $5 gets you in the door. $10 gets you in for early bird. That is an hour earlier at 10 a.m. Kids are free. Well, again, they probably got something highly contagious, so be careful if you're taking yourself a free kid. Parking is also free. Food trucks and ATM will be on site. Again, big old house full of toys, full of games, full of comic books. That is at toypaloozatoyshow.com. Let me see if I can get that QR code off of there for a second. There we go. Toypaloozatoyshow.com gives you all the details about this upcoming Toy Palooza show.
I totally misread this. I read it as admission $5 adults or $10 for early. Now, new thought, bird 10 a.m. I'm like, ooh, is that like the Pirates Polly mascot? That'd be awesome. Is he coming by?
Hey, he might. You never know. It's everybody knows it's a swinging good time at the Allegheny Health Network Sports Complex.
Be there at 10 a.m. for the bird.
Right?
Or maybe a guy just walks out and goes, beer.
Maybe it's Surfing Bird.
I think if you buy early on the website, they let you in even earlier for your $10.
Ooh.
So check that out at toypaloozatoyshow.com. Again, that is happening on May 5 from 11 to 4. Get on out. Make sure you catch the comedy stylings of Matt Rubin and Bart.
Mm-hmm.
And there you go.
Is it Larry Bird?
Sure.
I'd go see Larry Bird.
For $5?
Sure.
Yeah, no question. I used to know the bar that Larry Bird hung out with when he was the coach of the Pacers.
That's cool.
It was kind of not cool. Larry Bird had a bit of a problem. Like Larry Bird, you see him on TV now. Like he's old and he looks old, but he looked worse 15 years ago.
Ooh,
he really did.
Okay. I mean, don't most Pacers coaches drink?
I mean, most of them should.
Yeah.
But Larry Bird
had a good run.
Larry was a successful one. So
right. Hey, he was very competitive.
But Matt Rubin himself says Toy Palooza is a great toy show. Lots of tables, lots of people. My only gripe is they keep changing their venue. It's because it's a big deal, Matt Rubin, because you can't keep Toy Palooza down. I'm going to throw my voice out trying to keep doing that gag. That's for sure.
It sounds like the guy from Step Brothers who kept going, pow! Pow! Was that pow?
Why do you keep doing that?
Pow! Papa.
Oh man, Catalina wine mixer.
He heard a guy once, but it was in international waters, so they couldn't prosecute.
The fucking Catalina wine mixer.
That's it. Swear jar. Bing, bing,
Uh,
bing. Somewhere Joe Colton perked up and went, like the bat signal went off.
Well, there was
Right.
cursing and there was wine. So yeah.
Yeah,
Both, right?
that's two big strikes right there. So Rob is correct. Moving forward, of course, also May 5th is Toyman. Happening out at the big old Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, Missouri, just northwest of St. Louis, out by the airport. $5 gets you in the door there. That is open from 9 to 2. Early bird is $15, gets you in at 8 a.m. Parking is free and plentiful. Remember, at Toyman, find and hug Dave Draper for a special 0% discount. But you get pictures of that, and I promise you we'll get that on the air.
But he does give you free parking.
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't have much of a choice. Because again, if you don't park at the Machinist Hall, which has plentiful parking, you just go and park at the Target next to the Machinist Hall, which has even more parking.
Nope, won't do it. I don't park at Target.
You shouldn't have to.
Nope.
You shouldn't have to. But even if that's the case, you can park at the Taco Bell in front of the Target.
Okay. Yeah, I can do
next
that.
to the Machinist Hall.
Target's the kind of place that would tell you it has parking, and then when you show up, there is no parking.
But don't park at the McDonald's on the other side of the Machinist Hall. They will tow you.
Oh, okay.
I've seen that happen before.
We should go sometime, and then I would ask you to park my car in the Target parking lot.
It'd be no, I'm not doing it because it's too long of a walk.
I'm just saying.
It's a huge parking lot.
I'm just saying. You got to know
saying.
people. I know people.
You don't have to know too many people to get a spot at the Machinist Hall. It's
That's
a
fair.
huge parking lot.
The parking lot is so huge, you really expect to find Nassau Coliseum in the middle of it.
It's a 2-story union meeting house. They have parking.
I'm just saying. I'm not going to Target, but if somebody wanted to go to Target for me, that'd be okay.
Because that's not really the same thing, right?
It's when they look at their records, ain't no cash from Mark Weber been there since that fateful phone call. God, what is it now? 5 years ago?
Entirely too long. Considering we relive it every week.
Yeah, we had a whole pandemic and everything.
Right. I think that was during the pandemic, Mark.
Was
I think
it?
It was,
It was a while ago.
Yeah. I have you been doing the show for 5 years now? Has it been that long?
God, it feels like it.
It feels like it tonight, frankly.
Right?
But,
Holy smokes.
I mean, you're on target again. You got after Riho. I mean, it's been you clearly things were going too well for you last week. You needed to come back and grouch at us about stuff.
I once played Careless Whisper for an entire show as a plea for help, and it went unanswered. So
All it did was get us demonetized.
Here I am. Yeah. I'm like, what was the dude's name in Mystery Science Theater 3000?
Which one?
Ooh.
Joel
The guy,
or Mike?
Joel, whichever. The guy who was trapped on the ship.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah, that's me.
Joel, Mike, Jonah. I don't know.
Did they trade it out like the guy on Blue's Clues?
There have been a few different folks trapped on the Satellite of Love, yes.
Man, okay.
Look, man, if Joel was still up there, it would be like 30 years now. So
I guess that's fair.
It's for the best.
I guess that's fair.
It's for the best.
You found that box of ham dingers.
Right? So that's Toyman. That is next weekend, May the 5, from 9 to 2. I can't sell it to you enough, man. Just get yourself out there if you're anywhere close to St. Louis. It's worth the drive.
It's also May 12th and May 19th.
I think after this, the next one is in July. So we got a little bit of a break after this one.
Good. So I can save up more money.
Right. Western Ohio Toy Show happening Saturday, May 11th. This one presented to us by our good friends at Roma Collectibles. You can see the Yeti down there. That signifies it's a Roma show.
Mm-hmm.
But they're out there from 9 to 3, 8 a.m. for early access. 51,000 square feet of toys. Holy crap, folks. Holy crap. That is at the Preble County Fairgrounds Expo Center. You need to follow this one on YouTube to get the details, or YouTube. Follow this one on Facebook to get the details. This is not a big guest show. This is another one of those $5 gets you in the door type of shows with a huge dealer space that has everything under the sun if you look around hard enough. So absolutely recommended by our good friends at Roma Collectibles. The Western Ohio Toy Show, Saturday, May 11th.
Looks like they're just across the border.
Mm-hmm.
That they are. Right after you get past Richmond, Indiana. Home of
Tom Raper RVs.
Tom Raper RV.
Where the roses never fade.
That's the honest to God, the man's last name, and they named the biggest street in town after him.
Ooh.
He had a jingle and everything.
Oh man, sounds like local television at its best.
It really was. It really was. It was an innocent time, Mark. It was an innocent time. And our little smart ass child selves of the late 80s and early 90s moved out here and was like, is that honest to God his name? Is his name Tom Raper?
I'll take the rapist for 400, Alex.
Yeah, it was like that. That's a very fine line to walk, right? Like you don't really want to be the guy doing Raper jokes, but man, it was right there on TV.
I mean, you can at least monkey with the pronunciation, right? If you have if you're born into an unfortunate last name,
you'd think, but
just go Frankenstein on him.
Like the happy ending is that somebody bought the dealership.
Okay. And
so now it's called something else. But the town, the biggest street in town is still Tom Raper Boulevard.
Yeah, but it was bought
Tom Raper Way.
It was bought by Bill Bestiality, and it's no better.
But that's easier to make jokes about.
I mean, he's one
by
good
Bill Cannibal.
He's one good marketing agent away from being Tom Rapper, yo. Right? Like, come on.
Or Rapier.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is happening May 11th, Western Ohio Toy Show. Get yourself out. Say hey to the folks at Roma Collectibles. Then, of course, May 18th, we got another show from Inside Pitch Promotions. That's at the Metro Convention Center in Hickory, North Carolina. That is from 9 to 4. $5 gets you in the door. Kids 12 and under, again, free. And from what we can tell about all the shows from North Carolina on this episode, there's a kid problem out that way. That's all I'm saying. Free parking at all shows. Get more information at InsidePitchPromo.com. This is we'll be seeing this again for the rest of our lives, because I think the show after May 18th, I think the next show is the first week of June, so we'll just flip right into that one.
This show is so hardcore, we had it on a 7-second delay.
Right. Because I think in another 7 seconds, it's a different show.
Oh, good point.
But Sunday, May 19th, it's the SoCal Joe Show. That's out in Temecula. Mark, how do you get to Temecula?
Let's ask Diana. She knows.
I mean, we'd ask Phil, but he probably left.
Yeah.
Well, the line finally started moving on Space.
I mean, we treated him like garbage, so I can't blame him.
Anyways, this biannual show is up again this May. It's out at the very familiar Temecula Embassy Suites. 10 to 3. $5 gets you in the door. $10 gets you in for early bird at 9. Again, kids 12 and under are free. More details available on their Facebook page. Just search for SoCal Joe Show. Should come up right for you. They are always doing cool exclusives. The last couple of years, it's been cool classified stuff that the main line either hasn't done or hasn't done yet. Guests include Biff McHonky Donk and, of course, Griff McTonky Bunk.
Whoa, that's rare. Griff doesn't come out much.
He does not, no, but we confirmed it.
He's normally stuck on the 5.
Right, but the 5 is jammed. So what you want to do, you want to go to Diana and Cullen's house, pet Claude, and then turn left.
But don't get stuck on that bridge in Rhode Island.
No, Diana doesn't want you at her house. She's giving you different directions. Probably accurate ones, but they're not as fun.
Rob, I forget. Did we confirm that Joe Slepsky is Griff McTonkeybonk last week?
I believe he is now Griff McTonkeybonk. Yes.
Okay, I think he assumed that title formally last week.
Not bad.
Mark, we don't expect you to know that because you weren't on that episode.
I was in the ocean, man. Trying not to get. Look, I got home with no sunburn. I was working hard. You know how hard it is for me not to get sunburned?
Look, all that means is you were
spend most of the daylight hours in steerage.
No, I got
exactly.
Video.
It just means you were below deck. That doesn't. You're not working.
I put up video of me on an actual beach with a jetliner trying to kill me. Like, come on.
Nah.
I got proof of life, baby.
Stock footage, man. Everybody puts that video up.
Heavy.
I thought it was just a clip of North by Northwest.
Man,
everybody posts that video. You got nothing.
Oh man, let me tell you.
You sniped it off of somebody else's Facebook page from 3 years ago.
I got another one of my son with a plane slowly getting bigger over his head. It's pretty awesome.
All right, that one I might believe because it's your son.
Yeah. So, I got somebody else to take that video and then they sent it to me.
Because it's tough to take that from steerage.
Heavy.
Right. Torpedo Mike.
Man.
Mark on a beach must have been a green screen.
I'll take that from the King of Hawaii. That's fine.
Right.
But
fair.
No, man, I just wear like SPF 410. It looks like motor oil. It's awesome.
You don't have to move your legs when you walk. You just slide along like Gumby.
I went, literally, we were gone for a week and we were on 3 beaches, 2 of them gorgeous, and swimming pools and hot tubs all over the hotel. And the only time water touched my body was in the little tiny shower in our room, right? Where you can't even really turn around. That was it. I know how I got built. It's not my fault.
So remember, that's the SoCal Joe show.
Oh, yeah. In Temecula.
That's in Temecula on May 19th.
There, too. Somebody in the water show kicked water and some of it hit me. And I'm like, the hell is this? Where'd that come from?
It made a sizzling sound when it touched your skin.
Yeah, it's like when you drop holy water on a vampire. Like, nah.
And circling back to our friends at Roma Collectibles. Look at the Yeti there with Staff Sergeant C-Nugs. Look at that. That's adorable. They are holding their annual parking lot toy show on May 19th. That is in the Roma Collectibles parking lot at 1030 Upper Valley Pike in Springfield, Ohio. Rain or shine. So if the weather ain't no good, well, too bad. You're just going to buy some moist toys.
The deals still are.
Right?
Don't we have to update this graphic with C-Nugs needs X's for eyeballs now?
I'm not defacing Staff Sergeant C-Nugs like that.
Lying face down in a tub of barbecue sauce.
Look, my Photoshop skills are legendarily bad, but even I can do that. Hold on, let me get a screenshot here.
Remember, we got those are our friends at Roma Collectibles. Those are our the official sponsors of Community Calendar here on What's on Joe Mind. Stop by the store anytime, Wednesday through Saturday, 12 to 7, Sundays 12 to 5, at that same address in Springfield, Ohio. But don't let them bite you, and for God's sake, don't make eye contact. It just irritates them.
Right?
No eye contact there.
They read it as a challenge.
Right. You're just in for a fight at that point.
Yeah, don't do that.
Just have the cash handy, hand it directly to them, say 1 medium crab bisque, and move on with the sign.
That's it.
Right. Right. Just especially that Mary Mercenary. She's violent.
Randomly, though, so you're never safe.
Yeah. Yeah. It's upsetting.
Or fun to watch, though.
Yeah, it is. So, provided I'm somewhere else.
Yeah.
Bart asks, if it's in a parking lot, where do I park? That's the joy of it. It's a really big parking lot, and they're not using all of it. Not yet, anyway. Greg Augustin asked, do they have access to underground Cobra bunkers? No, Cobra has access to their bunkers.
That's it.
That's how that works.
They lease them out.
Right. They look, anything for $1. But that is May 19th. And of course, as it's a parking lot show, no admission there. Parking is free. Admittance is free. Can you beat that? No, you can't.
No.
Not at all. Not even close.
Even I can afford that. Oh, my light went red.
Oh.
Ooh.
You gonna make it out this way for the Roma Collectibles parking lot toy show, Mark? You gonna make that happen?
I'm gonna see them at Joe Fest. That's in the budget.
I know. I know. I'm just asking if maybe going above and beyond.
Man, I just got back from a cruise. I don't have any money.
Well, I mean, that's the good news is it doesn't cost you any money to get in.
Cost me money to get there though.
Just ship yourself freight.
Are they covering transp?
Ride the rails.
If they're covering transp, yeah, that's it.
Put a couple extra pairs of socks in a bindle.
Mark
the rails.
Mark the hobo. I like where this is going.
Vagrancy.
Yeah.
You could use some shoe polish and make it look like whiskers, like they did on stage.
I can grow facial hair. It's salt. It's ruby and salt here in the goat, and it is 100% silver down the side. I look like Hollywood Hogan gone terribly wrong.
It's not salt and pepper, Mark. It's salt and paprika.
Yeah, that's good. I like that. But yeah, one time, man, I tried to grow it out after years of not doing it, of getting it every morning, and I was horrified that the mutton chops below the sideburns are 100% silver. And I got no problem with gray, right?
Right.
Let's hope I keep what I have and it turns gray, and I'd be thrilled. But I had no idea that this real estate, I basically have Florida and reverse Florida in silver. I don't need that. No, not Florida, California, down and down, right? I look like Lash LaRue as a grandfather. We don't need that.
No. I mean, look, you're not worried. You don't care about gray, but electric Bob Barker white is a problem. I think you have that backwards.
No, I'll go white, no problem. I just don't like the mix. The mix is bad. So, anyway.
All right, I get you now. And then, of course, on June 1 and 2, we got the Iron City Comic Con. That is happening in Birmingham, Alabama, at the Birmingham Jefferson Convention Center. Guests include Townsend Coleman, Jim Cummings, John Delancey, Michael Golden, the Monster Kane, Ray Park, and Rob Paulson are there for Joe fans. Brent Spiner, many, many more. Get tickets and information available to you at IronCityComicCon.com. I spelled that one right.
Michael Golden's there for Joe fans.
Yeah, I guess he is, isn't he? He has left his thumbprint on the property.
Kane's another redhead, just saying.
I don't know if he's a redhead so much as a bald head, isn't he?
Well, fair enough, but
I mean, he's the big red machine, but I don't think it has anything to do with his hair.
You call him bald and see what happens.
I mean, clearly he's shaved.
Well, you can ask him about that if you want.
He's an elected official now, so he can't get violent with me in public. Just got to make sure to keep people around me. I got to keep people around me is all. Wreckship 85 says that sounds like Mark would make a killer cosplay as an old Naugahyde.
I should try that. It's not bad. Hey, I did here you go in the Wayback Machine. I did cosplay on the show. God, 5 years ago, and that might make a second appearance.
I've been asking for it on several occasions. So yeah. Was it really 5 years ago at this point? I don't think it was quite 5 years ago.
It was the launch of Classified, right? Look, my lamp's gone nuts again.
We gotta go back and get a time check on that. I don't know if we've been on YouTube for 5 years.
It was long, but it was soon after the release of the first wave of Classified. It was outstanding too. It was outstanding, as I recall. But
well, it was
rose-colored glasses and all.
I'll try and figure out what episode that is and get that in the comments or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
We'll fix it in post.
Ooh, I got the hiccups from my cherry Coke. And that's it. That's all we got for community calendar. My God, that was long.
It did go a little long today.
We had a lot. We're getting into the spring, man. There's lots of shows. So of course that brings us to this week's AbsorbVid's debut. As we close out community calendar, everybody, a moment of silence, if you will, for Staff Sergeant Cnux. It's dark. It's very dark.
It's very dark.
It wasn't his time. He was sent back to Earth, like Gary Coleman in that cartoon.
It's it's possible that maybe he's going with like hell is a cold place, like in Dante's Inferno. Maybe that's what he's going for.
I'm thinking Gary Coleman show.
Or hell froze over. Yeah.
Clearly.
Coleman show.
Look what I found. It's shareable.
Oh, I got to find.
Oh.
Where's the tub of barbecue sauce to serve as his coffin?
Ooh, that's a good
Right,
point.
he's standing upright, so it's one of those where, man, I don't know. You stop with that.
That's a damn shame.
Yeah, see, Diana Davis says his work on Earth is not done. I don't know. I have had nothing
train with me.
I have had nothing to do with plotting out any of the community calendar intros and outros. I've had nothing to do with any of it. That is entirely AbsorbVid's and our friend Agent Chuckles, James Booth, who's helped out this season with the Deke episodes. So I got nothing.
Is Diana insinuating that Staff Sergeant Cnux will be back in 3 days?
It's possible. I mean, we did just get past Easter.
Yeah.
It is spring cleaning. So we're gonna go a little bit out of order because we have some letters from the old post sock, and we're gonna go ahead and do them first before we get into the news.
Okay.
Oh my.
So first, let me get this up here.
Wait, let me check with my agent. Okay, yeah, we're good.
All right. First up, how's it, team? If you go on tomorrow, that's today, 4/23, it's our anniversary. Please give my wife a shout out for putting up with me through 19 years of marriage. Much aloha. Torpedo Mike Edeman. Well, congratulations, Mike. Well done.
19 years?
Shout out to Mrs. Edeman.
Yep.
Right?
We're sorry. We apologize.
That poor woman.
He's in the live chat tonight, so God knows.
Right. Wait a minute.
I mean, it's Hawaii. It's 12 hours earlier
Hey,
there.
man.
So
I'll be honest with you. It sounds like a 19-year anniversary. I'm going to go watch the podcast. Okay.
all right. We got an image there. That's the whole crew. You remember Mike's daughter is the girl in our bumper.
Now back to what's on your mind?
Dude, she's the best thing on this whole show.
Right. Most
Play
weeks.
that more often.
Most weeks. But there's Mike in his What's on Joe Mind t-shirt in front of a fighter jet. So that's never a bad thing.
Mm.
And just wanted to throw in there too. P.S. Yes, the kids and I got and built her flowers. So you see the Lego flower bouquet there.
My daughter bought that set at Target on site, had no idea it existed. And it's like $60, I think. And she was in, like, could not wait to get home and build those.
I mean, good for Mike and the kids for building those, because I think buying a Lego bouquet of roses for a 19-year anniversary and not putting them together says that you're not planning on making it to 20.
Yeah.
So this is bold, right? Like I want to give credit where credit is due. The man had a plan, and thank God it all worked out for him.
Yep.
Dustin Jeffrey asked, "Isn't it 3 p.m. in Hawaii now?" Yeah, it's like 3 p.m. Monday. That's how far back they are.
It says
One
4.
time when I was booking radio, U of A had a tough game in the Maui tournament. I was booking morning radio in Arizona, and I called the sports information director in Hawaii at 7 a.m. Arizona time. Like he had just gotten to bed after a bad loss, and I totally spaced the time difference. He was not happy. Normally a really good guy, especially for a Wildcat. But woo, that was a short phone call.
What do you want?
Hey, can I get
Jake,
somebody on to talk about the big loss?
Jake Rose posits year 19 is the Lego year. Yep, apparently.
Yeah.
There you go.
Year 20 is Duplo, which makes no sense.
Really.
I'm not going to give a whole lot of props for the Legos. I'm going to give props for putting them together.
Yeah.
Because that says love right there.
Yeah. Baby's breath, too. So you know it's classic.
Matt Rubin says the great thing about Lego Rose is that they stay forever as long as nobody tips them over. Congrats, Torpedo 83. Look, all I'm saying is if like Lego roses are no good if you have a cat, because that just means they're getting hit under the couch.
It's better than a real rose, though.
The real rose
will not leave those alone.
No, but the real rose, like if the cat takes that and hides it somewhere, you'll be able to smell it. And I speak from experience. But Lego rose, it's just going to stay hidden.
At least it won't decompose.
Right. Greg Augusta notes that year 20 is Creo.
Oh, well, good luck getting the stickers to stay on.
Right.
Creo.
Oh. Next letter. Hey, guys. Long-time listener, first-time writer here. I placed an order with Voliverse, and as part of a promotion, I received a free gift and a bonus gift. I got an autograph from the honcho himself.
Well,
while it's no Mad Marauders barbecue, I find this autograph vastly priceless. I have a place of pride framed with a spotlight on it atop my mantle. Question for Mark. Do redheads have to use red ink? Hugs, Bart. P.S. Feel free to share this with whomever. I think that was just going to happen. So, I mean, thanks for the permission.
That wasn't red ink. Handled with care. We don't know where he's been.
But there it is. There it is, Mark.
Yeah.
This is why we told you to shut up about it at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Can't give this crap away.
If so this is the packing slip that gets folded. It's an 8.5 by 11, gets folded in thirds and then in half, and then it goes in the little shipping envelope slapped on the front. Every order gets one from Valiverse, and I probably send half of them out on Mondays, which are a busy day because of the weekend. We have some help that comes in, but normally during the week, I'm the guy packing these up. And I started writing on, ones where guys from Central Oregon or something. I'll be like, go Lava Bears, or there's a Toledo order. And I wrote Go Mud Hens on it, right? Just because it's cool that I know that those are the Mud Hens. And I saw Bart's come through the other day. I'm not always grabbing the names and making the connection, but I know Bart. So I was Bart Simon in somewhere Pennsylvania, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the right guy. So I threw that on him, and that Eclipse sale was fantastic, and it was a fantastic marketing thing that cost no money, and did really well, responded well with the fans. Some kind of brilliant marketer must have come up with that concept. I don't know.
Well, give Bobby our kudos.
Hey, come on now. Well, in fairness and 100% true, I was like, we should do something for the Eclipse coming up, because Eclipse is one of the main characters in the Valiverse. Right. And he was the one who put together what we were going to do, which I thought was really cool, because it was a free gift if you bought anything Eclipse on Eclipse Day, and 15% off all orders, everything you bought with the code Eclipse. So I like that, because even if you got a free gift that you already had, or something you didn't really want, like, oh, I don't like that character, whatever. you still got 15% off your whole order, right?
Right.
So it made it really hard to complain online. Not that some people didn't try,
Right.
but it was like, I
That's-
didn't like my free gift. Did you like your 15% off?
Because it's online, right? It's
That's
online.
right. That's right. So
But,
anyway, yeah. If you
yeah.
order from Valiverse, check the red. All the pens to sign off are in red ink because every order gets double checked by the person that pulled it and the person who packed it. So that's the red ink thing.
Torpedo Mike notes that Eclipse is sun safe for Mark.
It was my favorite hour of the year. I ran around nude.
And hence Mark is looking for work again. Anyways,
Yeah. No. I was not at work. At work,
that's
I'm
right. He was
usually closed.
He was running around the woods of Vermont.
Yeah, usually
But he
closed.
could never go back to the Stratford Inn.
No.
We've got a third one here. Hello, all. I'm answering Mike's call to send some custom G.I. Joe work to share on the show. Here's an Avengers Quinjet painted to be G.I. Joe with using some of the HasLab Sky Striker stickers. In my mind, the modern 4-inch figure have a loose continuity with a limited Marvel universe, basically to what 4-inch scale figures I have. Have a great day. Thank you, Jake Rose. Thank you, Jake Rose.
Mm-hmm.
And here are some pictures of Jake's. Go ahead, Mark.
I wasn't expecting green. That's cool.
But yeah, neat stuff. Good work, Jake. Thank you for sending that in. We appreciate that. Well, go ahead, Mark.
I'm sorry, I'm jumpy today. Anybody who does custom work with paint, salute.
Right. Yeah. Immediately and automatically a better customizer than anyone on this show.
Yes.
Anybody.
Although I have Cyclops driving a Wolverine tank behind me, so pretty good.
Fair. It's fair. That's a lot of firepower.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, Mike, in episode 304, which is 2 weeks ago, for those of you keeping track, you asked Mark to do his news ticker Morse code dutes in a soft reggae. Well, in the spirit of Absorbvids, I took Mark's dutes and made this. I don't know how you want to use it, but there's a video and audio only version. We're using them all. Thanks for everything you, Rob, Mark, Joe, before she became a mom, and all the guest hosts do. Keep up the good work. From Paul Sidaway, Richmond, Virginia.
He played this for like a half an hour.
Oh my God. I can't stop laughing at it. So because I love any kind of content that I don't have to put together for the program, and the fact that, Paul has created this, it means he's done a minute's more worth of work than either Rob or Mark. So in regards to show prep,
I just did a Photoshop on the fly. You take that back.
Here is the All Joe Reggae Band. Maybe you could do something in a soft reggae. All right, you can stop now. No, not really. I mean,
don't be like that, mon ami. Man, gonna be telling you that everything gonna be Irish, man. You know what they say in the Bend, Oregon, man. They say that everything gonna be Irish in the Bend, Oregon, man. It's Bend, Oregon. Yeah, man.
I'm sorry. I'm seeing Bend, Oregon in a whole new light now.
Yeah, man. Straight from Jamaica, man.
There you go.
That's tremendous.
I love how he sampled the news horns into the reggae. I mean, that is That is fantastic. And of course, we have an instrumental version that is set up to play as background music. And I figure we might just.
Wait, can we get demonetized for that?
This is an original composition, rather. So I figure we may just have background music for the news tonight.
Oh boy.
Man, I can't tell you how many times I've watched that clip, and it still cracks me up. And I know that's kind of pat yourself on the back, but holy.
It was a moment.
Oh, boy.
I don't remember that scene from One Love at all. I just that Bob Marley biopic missed this.
And that's what we got for post sock today. The mail call, whatever you want to call it. We call it all kinds of things.
Oh, Paul's got a comment in there.
Thank you, Paul.
Oh no, Paul says I didn't sample the horns. That was live from my dining room. Even better. Oh my God.
Already the best show of the year, and we didn't do anything.
As is standard for the great shows, we have very little to do with it.
Hey, Paul. Heavy, man. Heavy.
Oh, that is just beautiful. Cannot get enough of it. I would. Rob will attest. I started. Rob will attest. I started playing this and just laughed and laughed and laughed. Holy cow!
Hey,
oh my God.
Before we head elsewhere, Bon, a couple people were asking in the comments about Michael Kelly and the announcement.
I know. They'll have to hold on for a minute.
Okay.
Because we do a news segment around here.
Oh.
And
God, I'm so bad this week.
Right? I mean, just everybody needs to chill. Sometimes Uncle Mike has it under control. Because if it was something that really needed to be addressed right then and there, I'd have probably put it on the screen.
Yeah, it's a good point.
13 years. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't want the commenters to think that we were avoiding it.
We absolutely were, because I have it coming up in the news.
Fair enough.
Speaking of the news. That's good enough for first news item right there. But anyways, announced this week, the G.I. Joe Transformers team-up movie is official going forward, according to Deadline.com. Producer Lorenzo de Bonaventura, director Michael Bay, and the studio team will return. Steven Spielberg is attached as an executive producer. And, of course, no cast has been determined at this point. It's still early in the process. Yay. I know it's asking too much, but just please don't screw this one up.
Oh, come on. I mean, this has turd written all over it.
I know. I know. Just please. Look, I have to go out on record and saying at least we asked nicely. Okay?
If you would omit the second bullet point there, so it just says Lorenzo de Bonaventura, Michael Bay, and the studio team will return. No cast has been hired. It's because nobody will return the damn phone call. Like, come on.
I would want that bullet point to be like Lorenzo de Bonaventura, Michael Bay, and the studio team have been led out to a desert island.
Yeah.
And will return in 2026.
Hot off the heels of Snake Eyes, Origins, and another completely unintelligible Transformers movie.
Yeah.
We're putting them together, baby.
Yeah, well, they got some good buzz out of Bumblebee, but it's not going to be anything like that one.
No.
It's going to be nothing like Bumblebee.
Because people like that one.
People like that one, darn it. Anyways. I'm just going to use the horns as the doots tonight. I hope that's okay.
Fine with me. I have nothing prepared. It's like Alien and Aliens are two of my favorite movies of all time, right? And then every movie since has been worse than the one before.
Right.
So when they announce a new one, I'm like, yeah, all right, I'll be there. But I have no expectation. That's where I'm at here. I'm like,
Right.
I'll be there, but you're not, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 5 times? Come on. And no offense to Skybound, because they're doing it better than I think anyone ever else has. But the G.I. Joe Transformer crossovers are usually bad, wherever they happen.
Yeah.
Can we play Careless Whisper over this?
No, I don't have that one loaded up.
All right.
But there were the horns, so we'll count that as dudes. Here's our good friend Mark Gerwig over at Mark II Design. He released a Snow Serpent gear pack for the upcoming retro figure and the classic Vamp gun for your Vamp, and they both sold out already.
Oh.
So fantastic work on that, Mark. Restocks are expected April 29. That is next Monday. We've got Mark's his Etsy shop location there on the screen. By all means, come back and stop on that later, or make a note of it or something. But be sure to check that out on Monday if this is something that you're interested in. And if you're interested, look, the Vamp gun is one thing, but man, that retro Snow Serpent gear is an absolute must.
Look at that tripod.
Yeah.
That's
That
$8,000
alone
right
is worth $200 on eBay.
Yeah.
I missed this entirely, but I am 1,000% on that Vamp gun. Absolutely. Brilliant.
That was what drove me to make sure it got in this week's show, Marcus.
Yeah, 100%. Because I hope it didn't beat up the Vamp too much when we first reviewed it, because I was so disappointed in the gun, because the rest of it is really damn good. But that gun is 100% missed. So this is exactly what third parties should be doing, right?
Right.
Exactly what they should be doing. And what a lot of them are doing. But this is spot on. Outstanding work.
Yeah, but Mark's looks good. I know Gridiron put out a bunch of cool add-ons for the Vamp too. So they've got doors and door guns, and they've got a rig for the mount on the back of the big machine gun as well. So lots of options out there if you have issues with the Vamp, as some folks do, because it's the world and nobody's ever satisfied with anything. But they are out there to make it better. So don't get your chin down, little camper. It's there for you. Our next news item is Super 7's San Diego Comic-Con exclusive was revealed by mistake by the folks over at E-Collectibles. And we know it was by mistake because they took it down shortly after it was revealed. But it looks like it is an Ultimates Jungle Trap Zartan. It just looks exactly like the other Zartan. It's just got the robot cobra snake in a basket and a robe and a little clarinet. Because, I mean, Zartan looks kind of gothy, so that does say I played clarinet in high school.
Man.
But cool. Again, if you dig Zartan, that was one of the better episodes of the show. It's a nice nod to Jungle Trap from the old Sunbow series.
I think Daredevil Dave's after me again.
Right?
Look, I've been pretty clear about how I feel about third-party stuff. If it accents an existing toy and makes it better or different in some way, I don't really have a problem with that, right? It's the ones, especially with Transformers, when I worked on the brand, it's a real frustration to have someone make a legit Optimus Prime toy and call it Optimus Prime, and then pretend like they did something, right? That's IP theft. And even Hasbro themselves didn't have any problem with the guys doing like repro sticker sheets and things like that. So I don't think it's too hard to tell the difference between what's additional to a product and what's trying to replace the product itself. There's a big difference between Gridiron and Black Major.
Right.
So if specifically, if people come with third-party upgrades to add on to your Vanguard vehicle, God bless them, right? And they have to buy a Vanguard to put them on.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
cool. Knock yourself out. If you
Put
want
Mark's kid through college.
Yeah, if you want, rear view mirror attached flamethrowers, do it. I might buy it.
Daredevil Dave, relax.
I get it.
He's there. It's tough to convey sometimes over online screens.
One love.
See, we're playing the song of Mark's people.
Yeah.
The official Bend theme. So it's got his blood.
The Lava Bears
is
fight
up.
song.
Yeah. Heavy.
He's high. He's yeah.
Heavy. I hope some people open up the podcast and start in the middle and think it's an error, right? Like,
what's up with your audio?
When you used to tune halfway through 2 stations on the old AM radio band,
Right.
and you get reggae and the news, which is actually what we're doing. This looks like a very half-assed San Diego.
Right. It's what a San Diego exclusive should be. Like, if you're just really into how he looked in that one episode, great. Otherwise, it's not something that you have to have for your collection. It's not the only Zartan that they've pushed out in the Ultimates line. So,
or if you laid off the really talented guy who was overseeing the exclusive stuff and then had to cancel an entire exclusives line right after canceling the giant playset that didn't work. And now you need something for San Diego, you might go with something like this.
Right. You may just throw a robe on an existing figure. Yeah.
As Deadpool's cousin would say, minimum effort.
Oh, goodness. Next up, let all the dudes finish up there. Super 7 remained in the news. They've got some reaction figures coming this way. Pre-orders opened at Entertainment Earth for these 3 offerings. They've got the Sabretooth from Tiger Force. They've got the Red Jackal from the Red Shadows. And they've got Snow Serpent proper, as opposed to the Games Masters version. They finally got a real Snow Serpent head on there. Again, if you're into reaction, great. These should help fill out the collection. I'm surprised that this is happening, considering they're moving on to the O-ring stuff. But these are also repaints, so I guess that, with the exception of the Snow Serpent's head, I guess that makes it easy, right? Sabretooth is just Firefly, and Red Jackal is obviously just Destro, and they did the Games Master Snow Serpent with the clown head. So
I mean, I know I just threw a haymaker Super 7's way, but we've given them credit in the past before. They seem to know exactly where they should be playing on this line, right? Like, I'm not interested in the 5-point of articulation Joe thing ever, right? But I see that Sabretooth, and I'm like, I could hide him in a Skyhawk, right? Like, I don't have a Sabretooth. No one does. So they might get me on that one. The other 2 are a bridge too far. They might get me on that Sabretooth.
I would rather they did a Sabretooth when they had the O-ring figures going.
Sure.
I'd rather see that, but
Well, and maybe they will. It doesn't mean they can't.
But Red Jackal is one of the few Action Force proper figures that I have in my collection.
I think that's what's next for me eventually.
I got
Getting
Red,
into some of that Action Force stuff.
I got Red Jackal. I got Red Laser. So I got my Cobra Commander and Destro team from across the pond.
Do you have red buttons?
Hey, do you have Red Fox?
That was my next question.
Michael Red?
Simply Red?
Simply Red, yes.
Ooh.
But
Hey, if you don't have him by now, you will never, ever, ever have it.
oh my God, this is a mistake.
Red Fox, anybody.
Dustin Jeffrey, Red October standing by.
Ooh.
Oh, sweet God. But yeah, so if you're in a reaction, and I really haven't been at any point, but yeah, they're right there for you. And hey, oh, I went past it. See, everybody was waiting for it, and then I skipped it by mistake. But we did announce it last week when it got popped up on the Volaverse social media. But Michael Kelly signed on as Chief Content Officer for Volaverse. We figured we'd cover it again this week, now that we got Mark in the house.
Right.
Your chum from your days at Hasbro. So I figured you'd want at least a few seconds to talk about this.
I mean, if I can be serious for a minute. No, Michael Kelly. One of the brightest bulbs at Hasbro. Just one of the absolute best. He worked with lots of departments, but he was one of the absolute best at what he did. And separate from that, a fantastic guy. And one of the harsh big boy realities I learned when I left Hasbro, as in they told me I didn't have to come to work anymore, was there were a lot of people there I considered friends who I found out were actually just coworkers, and that stung. I didn't expect that, and Michael Kelly was the exact opposite. Just a fantastic guy and incredible talent. And I think of the legit, I don't know if they're in the thousands now, but of all the people Hasbro let go over the last 5 to 7 years, Michael might be top of the list of ones they're going to regret. He's an amazing talent and has a little bit of edge to him, which is great. And if you note that he launched his own company called Extensive Enterprises.
Right.
Don't think that he took this whole thing laying down, right? So he's in the office now and again and out working for us, and I it's a little bit above my pay grade, which is totally fine. The kind of moving and shaking he's doing on behalf of Volaverse, but this is the guy. So for Bobby to snap him up and get him aligned with Volaverse and helping us move forward is a huge win. I couldn't have been happier. Gave him a big hug the first time I saw him in the Volaverse offices. So, and I'm 3 feet taller, so that was something for me to get down there. But you bet.
I mean, really, it was easy for you to get down there, but could you get back up?
That's the problem, right? Yeah, I nipped right up. It was no problem at all. I just took a nip, and before you know it, I was on my feet.
See, there again, if I nip up like that, I tend to just keep going further down. Just go down and stay there.
I can see that too. Yeah.
I always overdo that sort of thing.
Yeah. But Michael Kelly, 3 words, killing it. Love it.
All right. Is everybody in the live chat happy now? Everyone.
I am. That's the important
All
part.
right. All right. Firefly asks, what's the first thing you want to work with Mr. Kelly on? Mr. Kelly, I see.
Mr.
yeah.
Kelly makes him sound like a hitman or a mob
Right.
boss. I mean, come on. I mean, actually, among the Action Force guys, Trigger's the redhead. So I figure we need something Trigger focused. More redheads. That's what we need.
Right.
And Nora's got red hair too, but like 5 different colors. And that's cool, but I like the OG kind of.
You're a purist.
Yeah.
And and not to be dismissive of the Voliverse portfolio, but right now it's 2 properties. It's Action Force and it's that one Power Rangers movie.
Are you
thing,
talking
right?
about Legend of the White Dragon?
Sure, if that's what you're going to know before I am, man. It's like Power Rangers isn't my thing.
Yeah.
Power Rangers adjacent, I'm not going to know anything about.
Yeah.
So
no, it was a Kickstarter financed film, filmed with I got to get the name right because I'm not a Power Ranger guy either. Jason David Frank, who was the Green Ranger and then the White Ranger, and unfortunately passed away last year. So the movie is coming out posthumously and was pushed back a little bit on the calendar, but our product wasn't. So our pre-orders actually arrived Monday, or our product arrives over the weekend. And that's what I've been doing the last 2 days.
you
Filling pre-orders and answering emails. Most of them go, hey, when's that stuff come in?
it's another misplaced movie merchandise run, Mark.
There you go. But the pre-orders were big. And that's what we've been filling the last 2 days. And tomorrow we'll ship some more out. And then we've still got more. So when the movie does come out later this year, then maybe there's a second spike. So,
well, let's hope, because again, we want your kids to get into a good college.
yeah, well, I mean, Derek writes his own ticket because he's a brainiac.
Dork.
I know, right? Elizabeth, a couple years ago, when Derek was getting all the letters, like all kids do, from all the universities, she said, Dad, when I pick a college, I don't know if I'll go abroad or if I'll just stay home. And my heart fell to my ankles. Like, you didn't just call New England home, did you? Oh, okay.
Sounds like she needs to visit the #1 party school 45 years running, Arizona State University.
That's right. Or Central Oregon Community College, which sits on a hill overseeing Bend, Oregon, and is affectionately known as Cock on the Rock. There you go. Here in Bend, Oregon,
Mark broke his audio. That's
did.
how hard he hit the Bend accent on that one.
Wow. I didn't even know I had that power.
I was stunned as well. Just yesterday, the folks over at Codename Iowa revealed that their Operation Armor theme for this year is Eco Warriors. So be sure to order your gear kit over at codenameiowa.com/store. June 1 is the date for their online convention. And then, of course, November, they'll still have Assembly Required, which is the in-person one. But Operation Armor 4, continuing on from its pandemic route, happening online June 1.
That's a bold choice. Eco Warriors.
I have no doubt that they will do it upright.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Brian and the gang always do a great job with everything they touch base on, so...
At some point, the Mets closer is going to run in here and look around confused and then leave.
Well, we got that too. But we're not going with that tonight.
Like an intro to it.
Little trumpet solo.
Mm-hmm.
So head over to codenameiowa.com, get all the details there. They've got things priced up for you. Get it all done by June 1. You can take part in Operation Armor 4 coming up in just 4 or 5 weeks, give or take. Word came through from our friends at Skeletron that the 1/18th O-Ring Retro Wolf Trooper is coming back. This time with a variant card featuring Skeletron. That is going to be available in limited quantity at Joe Fest this June 21 to 23. They will also have some of the original Wolf Troopers on sale at the show, and extras of both will be available on the website, skeletron.com, afterwards, should there be any extras to be had. So one more reason.
Don't bet on it.
Right. One more reason, if you're on the fence about going to Joe Fest and seeing the foremost celebrities of the G.I. Joe world.
And him.
And that guy in the bottom. Whatever. You don't count. Get him
He's
out
got
of
to
here.
work on his self-promotion. Come on.
He's a bum.
Man, and you're related.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he was the version 1.0. I'm the improvement.
That makes him the OG, though.
Whatever. Look, how much good has it done him? None.
Oh! Boys, don't fight while I'm here in the middle. I'm still waiting for the day when I disappear off camera and then appear through the closet behind Rob. He's so good.
Michael Gene Fleming signing off for the night. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you stopping in and your contribution to the old post sock this week. So again, if you're going to be at Joe Fest, be sure to check out the Skeletron table. Our friends will have this wonderful carded figure with its Doug Hart art, and the original one, which also has Doug Hart art, available to you while supplies last.
If you don't have these or haven't seen one in hand, I can't relay appropriately how awesome these are. My favorite products of the year so far. Just incredible.
Yeah. I was not expecting the bar to be so high on these guys, but it is a fantastic figure. I recommend it. If you got the opportunity, get yourself one of them. But moving on.
Feels like my mic's hurting.
Trying to wait for the dudes.
Fair enough.
Continuing on Kickstarter. And I got to hit the button.
No.
That's a violent change.
So good.
Funding through April 20.
That's speed reggae.
Funding through April 29th. That is Monday. Creating G.I. Joe volumes 14 and 15. That's right. In the home stretch. On the very last books of the series. Head over to Kickstarter. Racktime Rob, go ahead and pull up, get us a total on this one. I think these.
I wish you had asked me for this, before.
You knew it was coming.
No, I didn't.
This has been in the news for the last 4 weeks. Come on.
I don't like it when my two dads fight, even though I'm older than both of you.
Right? No, you're not older than Rob.
Is Rob older than me?
Rob's the oldest.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I was born in the beginning of '73.
I got to show you more respect.
Again, Rob is Ringo. He's the youngest on tenure, but the oldest chronologically.
I don't think there's any way to say that someone is the Ringo of something as a compliment.
Ringo Starr is awesome.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with Ringo Starr, but if you want to pay Ringo less, that's your choice. Happened for a reason.
Look, the people around the Beatles all say that while Ringo was maybe not the creative genius that some of the others were, he was legit as a musician. So
I'm not saying Ringo couldn't play. I'm just saying he was the Paul Roma of those Horsemen.
Just saying, if Paul Roma managed to be the Ringo Starr of the Horsemen, they would have been a lot better off.
That's a good point.
That's all I'm saying.
That's fair.
when you're in a band with 4 guys and the worst one is Ringo Starr, your band's pretty fucking incredible.
All right, that's fair.
I think history's borne that out. Andrew Gaugan notes that he doesn't think he's ever seen me smile as much in one episode than when this song came on. I smile a lot. I'm not some dour asshole up here in the corner. I'm a happy asshole up here in the corner.
Welcome back to the McLaughlin Group.
Daredevil Dave asking, Rob, what was it like living in black and white?
Hey, wait, I'm his age, almost.
It's a cheap one. You got a total on that, Rob?
Yes. Been waiting for you two to stop yammering.
Whatever.
I'm not sure we're done.
I'm not sure either. Anyway, 37,559 on a goal of 36,000. So it's pledged.
All right.
Hey. Can we take credit for that?
Yes.
Sure, why not?
Done.
We'll take credit for all of them. I mean, really, we can't because we didn't have Dan on to plug the book. But anyways, I think what's left is some stretch goals. They're working on some slip covers. Be sure to check this one out. You've got about a week left. Pledge with confidence. This one's in the bag.
Viper Scout with the best comment so far tonight.
Rob didn't play with Dino Riders. He was a Dino Rider.
Right? You know how dangerous it was to ride your rock to school with all those fleece stacks running around? Ooh.
Right.
One of them was Bill Lambier. I could have been elbowed
Right.
at any moment.
He was the dangerous one.
He was the one whose mask didn't cover his whole head, so he had like 4 inches of neck sticking out.
Fleece stacks were about as dangerous as conquistadors. Let's be honest.
They sounded terrible, but yeah, I mean, they moved at a glacial pace.
And there was never more than 3 on screen at a time because they only had 3 costumes. That's true.
Jake Rose says he's 71 years old. The wooden underwear was the worst. Did I read that one incorrectly on purpose? Perhaps.
Can you imagine the chafing?
The chipping is more what I'd be concerned about. Also on Kickstarter. Our good friend Ryan Drost over at the Star Joe's podcast. He's got the 3rd issue of his comic, The Stealth Hammer, funding through May 7th. This one titled Stealth Hammer, The Guardian and the Guide. Oh, wow, I am rushing through everything tonight. This one is all about Ari the Elf. That's the little dude in the middle who is caustic and drinks lots of strawberry milk, which makes him immediately the best character in the series. Ragtime Rob, you got a total on this one?
Yeah, on a goal of 6,500, it has $5,000. It is at $5,172.
Oh, that's a good jump from last week. That is a good jump from last week.
Yeah, that is a big jump from last week.
So be sure that you are getting out there. If you want issue 3, Lord knows, we've gone out of our way to help plug issues 1 and 2. So I'm gonna guess that at least some of you have. Make sure you get your pledge in for issue 3. Spread the word. Nothing helps these comic book Kickstarters quite like word of mouth. They tend to accumulate slowly because you're just selling issues of comic book. It's $5, $6, $7 a time, and not some big $6,000 all-in pledge to help boost the numbers. But again, this is funding through May 7th. It's making good progress. I'm happy to. I was going to worry about it. If we were where we were last week, I was going to be start to be concerned. But over 5,000 is a good total from where we were last week. So I'm happy. You guys are doing your job. I wish you'd share our videos that much.
Cleveland fans are mad that it's not the Indians on the guide. You gotta change it back. And Kansas City fans want Frank White in the middle.
Jake Rose notes that there was a day that pledges were matched. That's when I pledged. Good. I did notice that, but still, it's a good jump.
Yeah. Either way, it's money in the coffers.
Daredevil Dave notes that this chat's gone to crap. You should have kept watching Sanford and Son. You couldn't. Sanford and Son ended so we could start.
Good news, though. Sanford moved that rocking chair back out to the truck again.
Got a good crowd going. For a week when nothing happened, we have a decent live crowd. That normally doesn't correspond. Anyways.
Lamont, you big dummy.
Craig Cohan asks, Honcho, why are you busting on Cleveland again? Because Honcho does the Eternal Baseball podcast, and Cleveland fans are cantankerous.
They hassle me all the time. Holy smokes.
Matthew Matson asks, you still on? I mean, it's only an hour and 40 in. I dare say that we're just getting to the end of Act 1.
Oh, God.
Plus the Browns and their quarterback. So I'll wait for a rebuttal. Yeah.
All right, there's our dudes. Skybound Publishing has a book coming out this week. How about that? Duke 5 of 5. We're getting to the end of the Duke series. Rated R for Robots. This is written by Joshua Williamson. It's got pencils by Tom Riley, colors by Jordy Belair. As Duke comes face to face with the Battle Android Troopers for the first time. And we get to find out where the Duke series leads to. I know we talked about Skybound in more depth last week with Joe Slepsky on the show. And then Cobra Commander 4 came out the next day and answered most of the questions we raised. So we will move forward with the Duke series, see what leads up there. Hank Perry wants you to know, Mark, that the Browns had Belichick. I think he went 11-5 and missed the playoffs.
Yeah, but Firefly's got the comment of the night now.
Bro, it's pinching his boob.
By the way, I hadn't seen this image of the cover before. Love this cover.
Right.
Outstanding.
I'll go so far as to say that the Duke covers they've all been good. They've all had a good sense of action, which is what's going on in that book anyway. It is two-fisted and high-flying.
Matthew Matson going all kids in the hall.
I squeeze your head.
Crushing your head. I squeeze your face.
Ahead of their time. Kids in the hall.
Oh, beautiful! Did you see the revival that they did on Amazon last year or end of 22?
I need to watch more.
Yeah, I caught a little bit. It's safe to say, like, I'm glad they got the opportunity, but in some cases the fastball was gone.
Yeah.
If that makes any sense.
I like a man from the original, the guy who had lettuce for a head.
Cabbage head.
Oh my God, cabbage head. And when his date goes poorly, he screams at the mariachi band and goes, "You should have played something sexy, like Shaft."
I love the one where he got shot in the head and coleslaw came shooting out the back.
Well played.
Somebody assassinated Cabbage Head. Coleslaw flying all over the place. Oh my God.
And Alfalfa hadn't seen the video yet.
Close.
Oh no, Alfalfa died. Buckwheat hadn't seen the video yet.
Yeah. Hey, pop Doug Dello's comment out here.
Skybound is really doing good things. I'm surprised Hasbro's let them do what they're doing.
Did we mention they let Michael Kelly go? Now don't read that the wrong way. I'm just saying. Maybe the hands are off the wheel in Pawtucket.
I don't think so because he's listed as thank you in the credits. So.
I mean, I was listed as thank you for a year after I left Hasbro. So,
Ragtime Rob, what do you think's going to happen in Duke 5?
I don't know. Duke brought a knife to a pinchy claw fight, so who knows?
It's a good call. Good luck with that knife against that bat.
You think he'll make it to Duke number 6? Oh no! Wait, it's canceled.
That's why it's canceled.
I mean, it's not canceled, right? It was planned for a 5.
It's a mini
Yes,
series.
yes. Yeah, it's a mini series. So yeah,
It's a mini series.
Or are they just rebooting it? The next issue is Duke #1.
Look, we're trying to do our best to spread breathless misinformation in exchange for clicks.
Fair enough.
That's all I'm saying. That's the key to it all, Mark. Get on board.
I'm happy.
Also, reggae is the key.
Yeah, I'm on.
Greg Augustin asks, that's a bat claw, right?
it is.
It is.
Hold on. Let's check with Rob, the authority on all things bat.
He is the Batman.
Yeah. Is that the bat claw from Earth 571?
That's it. You're out.
There he goes. I was going to say he missed the last issue where the bat claw was clearly labeled, which
Right.
means it's Adam West.
Of course, Skybound Bits. G.I. Joe 306 preview pages are online now on the Skybound website. That is the issue that's coming out in May with guest penciler Paul Pelletier. So check that out. I believe it is a Zartan Spotlight episode. I can almost talk tonight. You'd think that I would get ready a bit more efficiently when I know every week is a Tuesday night I'm going to be sitting and talking about G.I. Joe for 2 hours. But no, I don't. I'm a dummy.
If that was an Adam West bat claw, wouldn't it have said pinch across the screen?
No, it would say Bat Claw.
Oh, okay.
It was pinchy. But he would have had to be pinching him at that point.
Right.
Maybe.
If he was actively pinching him, yes,
Yeah.
but he's just preparing. So
I thought we established he's pinching the boob.
no, I think they established that there will be boob pinchy is assured. See, that's what the comment said. Boob pinchy is assured.
It'll be so embarrassing for the Duke apologists out there when he taps out to the purple nurple flying by the Cobra bat.
Look, man, if that thing was giving me a purple nurple, I'm tapping out too. So
That sounds like a retless hot take.
Right? Not quite.
that's
We'll
yeah,
get
that's
there.
not a hot take at all. That is just truth.
We'll get there.
And hey, look at this. Speaking of what's on Joe Mine t-shirts, this design's going back on sale again tomorrow. Head over to the What's on Joe Mine swag shop. You can get the link out of the comments or the description down below. 35% off of tees, 24th through the 28th. Deep discounts on all of the merchandise we got on the site there. That's stickers, that's magnets, that's coffee mugs. It's like the tumbler Mark's drinking out of tonight. We got all kinds of good stuff available for you there at the What's on Joe Mine swag shop on TeePublic. Link in the comments.
Zaymot CGC's got a good comment, but he leaves out the top of the food chain, right? Bat Claw, Von Erich Claw, Baron Von Raschke Claw.
Right.
Dude, the Baron would throw the guy into the ropes, put it on him, and he was done in like 2 seconds.
Right.
Forget it.
Maybe dial it back a little further. Go for the Big Cat Ernie Ladd Claw.
Ooh, that's pretty good too.
Right? It's Matthew Madsen, Toy Story the Claw. Better than Bat Claw, better than Von Erich Claw. Well,
What about the hooded claw?
The Claw chooses.
the Hooded Claw, villain of the Perils of Penelope Pitstop cartoon, who
Yes.
neither wore a hood or had a claw.
That's right.
Diana Davis asked us to talk more about issue 306. I can't, because while I just plugged the preview pages, I haven't looked at them yet. So I got nothing else for 306 yet.
Plus, we don't do what we're told.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's easier than trying to figure it out on my own.
Yeah, that's fair.
Andrew Gauguin, what about Dr. Claw? Well, he can't handle Inspector Gadget, so I don't know what hope he's got here.
But the little girl and the dog will foil his plans.
Well, yeah, but Inspector Gadget's was a kiddie show, man.
Yeah, it sucked.
It was not that good, no.
Better than Heathcliff, though.
Well, that's setting a low bar.
Is that the bottom for you? Is everything
Heathcliff-
rated from
Heathcliff
Heathcliff
sucks.
to 0 to 10?
That Heathcliff cartoon sucks.
It was bad, but it's not the worst I've seen.
The Dennis the Menace might have been worse than that.
Yeah, that's just shooting one off of the hip, certainly, yes. I'd have to think about it. I would have to think about the worst show I actively sat and watched more than one episode of. I would have to stop and I'd have to give that some thought. But Inspector Gadget does score some points for a great theme song. One of the best. One of the best. So
I'll give you that.
Heathcliff shitty theme song. Points off. And of course, that brings us to the end of the news. The G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast is proud to present Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler tank, and hopefully they got some news for us coming up soon in regards to that wonderful character and his potential appearance at any G.I. Joe related shows that might be happening this summer.
They bring in the cat.
I mean, we don't know whose cat this is, Mark, so it would be difficult.
If that cat's at Joe Fest, I will boop his nose.
Well, yeah.
Well, that'll show him. And then, but
and
careful.
Mike will assault him with his foot for 20 seconds.
That's
and
right.
then he's going to start using that tank.
Meow. 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 Meow.
You can't tell if he's mad at the foot or the music on loop.
I didn't know that
was
the
gonna play
reggae
through.
music was going to continue to play through, and that makes this so much better.
I don't know about better, but more confusing. I hope someone tunes in right then.
Our microphones cut off when I hit those little clips, but apparently not the background music.
Nothing stopped the reggae man. Oh, except the mic man. Sometime the mic stopped the reggae man.
Well, regardless, it's time to cut that for just a second. We don't want it to cut on top of our message from our wonderful friends and lovely sponsors at Kokomo Toys. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a few seconds.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
All right. We're back in a full-size window. You know what that means, Mark?
I'm about to get in trouble?
No.
Okay.
No, it means it's time to talk about our wonderful friends over at the Bandcamp podcast.
This is where I get in trouble.
We're excited to feature a very funny podcast, perfect for anyone who hates censorship. It's called Bandcamp, and the hilarious duo of Jennifer and Dan host it. Bandcamp is a comedy podcast where they read banned books and try to figure out why they were banned in the first place. This season, they have moved on to A Wrinkle in Time, which is a book that I don't know anything about, past it being wrinkly and related to time. So maybe I should be listening to Bandcamp for the skinny. If you think banning books will lead to a not so great future, and it won't, then Bandcamp is for you. Whether you're like Jennifer, curious to read the book for the first time, or like Dan and a little too lazy to read it for yourself, remember you like your reading without all that pesky reading. You will love Bandcamp. Look for Bandcamp, that's band with 2 N's, on your favorite podcast player, and subscribe today. Let's all get banned together. Not just Rob getting kicked off the window.
I was good.
You were this time. You just.
I did nothing to offend. I don't want to offend anybody. I was having a goof.
I think it's all right, Mark.
I just never met anybody with a head the same size as mine before.
You're just playing with camera angles, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Look. I've sent the links to Dan, and he has responded positively. The times I've remembered to do that. So
Well,
clearly not insulted by.
I'm not lampooning him, am I?
Well, that's fair. That's fair.
Nothing personal.
Right.
Just being a goof. It's kind of my default.
Right. Oh. Firefly says, Dan, whether he likes it or not, looks like Alton Brown. That is true. He does look a little like Alton Brown. Bobby Eldridge is happy to see Mark back. So thank you, Bobby Eldridge. Welcome to the show.
There's one. Put that tally mark down.
Right. Mark says that Sox is a good boy. Yes, he is. Sox is a very good boy. I was kind of sad. I didn't get to see Sox at Easter. We were at the folks' place, and Sox was upstairs, locked away in a bedroom because the
heathen corgis were there.
Yeah, our other brother's corgis were roaming around the house.
So dogs get first like seating, top billing.
I don't know about
so the cat doesn't kick the corgis' asses.
Right. It's more for their own safety, frankly.
So the more powerful animal is shackled.
He's got a place to that he can have a nice quiet nap, and they don't go home.
Yeah, and they're not crawling all over him.
Yeah, he can avoid corgi mania. I guess.
Yeah. You know, it was funny though. He was beating on the door upstairs. You could hear him. And the dog started barking up there, and he stopped. It's like, oh God, it's them. Never mind.
And the specific veterinary reason why is because cats are better than dogs.
I mean, I always try and convince the folks that Sox can get to all kinds of places that they can't, so he'll be fine. Like, they're not concerned about his safety.
Yeah.
But I think part of it is that one of Jim's corgis, Stanley, the younger one, he's a climber. So I think it's more that he would probably just try to go where Sox is going and hurt himself.
I gotta believe the doctor would further domesticate the dogs, and they'd be like his royal guards by the end of the night, right?
I mean, probably so.
Yeah.
It's henchmen.
Yeah, Mr. Sacco is he is a sly beast. He is a pampered brute.
Dr. Sacco, right? He didn't go to 8 years of Sacco school to be called Mr.
It's Mr. Sacco or Dr. Saxo.
Oh.
It's two different nicknames.
Okay, fair
Dr.
enough.
Saxo, the rock and roll cat.
And how do you tell them apart?
They're the same guy.
Okay.
It's the same cat, Mark. Come on now.
Just saying.
Do I have to play that video again for you? With got all the nicknames at the bottom?
No, I need to go to bed.
It spikes the ratings, but I just didn't know if he wore like a cape or had an emblem or an aura about him when he
a neon green bodysuit.
Winning form of Dr. Saxo.
But so Mark, you were gone. You get anything cool while you were gone?
I mean, I made something cool. This is the kind of custom I do. This is the Covert Ops Condor with a trigger head on it, because redheads deserve a little beach time too.
Let's get you in there.
That guy.
There you go.
He's a magnificent bastard. Pretty happy with that. But the truth of the matter is, I got the two best emails of the week were from Big Bad Toy Store, unpaid plug, saying, "Hey man, you've got something in your pile of loot that will automatically ship to you in 3 days because we've had it for like half a year." So the pile of loot is coming. And then 2 days after, the things I was actually waiting for, the Techno Viper and Airborne, arrived there, I think just today. So I can boom hit it. So boy, it's coming. Maybe not next week, but the week after. What I got in will be the first hour of the program.
There you go.
So that's it. I didn't get anything. I just made something.
Rack time, Rob. What'd you get in?
All right. Did we talk about Big Boa and Duke and Scarlet last week?
I think so.
All right. Well, all right. Then nothing.
We gave props to the entire wave of retro.
Yeah,
Remember?
I thought so. I couldn't remember.
Duke,
I was blacking out by that
Duke
point.
Scarlet Recondo run. Fantastic wave.
Yeah.
All right, but I did get quite a little haul of the new Mego figures.
Mhm.
I got Two-Face.
And these heads are not squishy, right?
No.
Mego, it should be noted, Mego was Rob's first love. Back in as a child born in the late 50s.
Yeah.
He was of a proper age when Mego hit the stands in the 70s. So
Bizarro.
Bizarro #1.
Yes.
well, yeah. You don't care about Bizarro #4. What the hell is that all about?
Nightwing.
That's pretty cool. Seeing a Mego figure of a guy that hadn't existed yet in that
This whole wave,
incarnation.
this whole wave are like ones that they didn't make back in the day. So,
But like those other guys were around, right? Bizarro had already been around, hadn't
yeah,
he?
Bizarro, Brainiac, and Two-Face were all around. Yeah.
But like Nightwing didn't exist when Mego was killing it in the 70s.
Correct.
No. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Dick Grayson had not become Nightwing. He was made, but he was Robin.
Yeah, he was a young Dick back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Red Tornado.
That's pretty slick. Redhead.
Yeah.
Literally.
Daredevil Dave signing off. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Appreciate the shout. I'm glad we can help you out.
Outstanding.
Rob. Sorry.
Dead Man.
That looks like me on the beach.
Yeah. Firestorm.
Redhead.
Well,
Red-
Firehead.
Reddest of
And
heads.
Mark, for you,
He's the
Dr.
best.
Fate.
He's the best. Even as a kid who didn't really read DC, the first time I saw Dr. Fate, I'm like, that's my guy.
That's are you sure, Mark? He was an Earth 2 guy. I know how you those parallel universes just throw you for a loop there.
Was there a Dr. Fate on Earth 1?
no.
So therefore he wasn't just a knockoff because they ran out of ideas.
Well, Earth 2 were the original ones, so you know.
Earth 2 was the original ones.
They
Right.
made that. They actually had that discussion in the comics. Okay.
I bet it was thrilling.
I think thrilling is one word for it.
Multiverse discussions actually on the comic page must just be I hope it turned the page to a big 2-page spread of them talking about the multiverse rules.
No, it was just in one panel.
It's one panel too many.
It was the Flashes, the guys who started it.
I got them to
Anyways.
blame.
It's what we got in, so that means we got a segment to do real quick. And here he is. Here's 153.
Ooh, he's got a classified rifle.
that he does. No, it's the right color. It's gray.
Oh, good point. Good point. It looks
he's-
like a real firearm.
He's got his stuff. He's got a nice bag there. He's paint wise. He's probably a B-. You can tell he got played with a little bit. You can see the love. But good figure all in all. But on the same purchase, I finally got myself one of these guys.
Ooh, good boat.
Right, Cobra Piranha. Did not have one before this. I picked up a lamprey to sit in there. I've got his machine gun somewhere on the desk here. But I figured, hey, if this guy looks cool driving the Moray, it's the same colors on the Piranha, so he's going to look good there. And I was right.
He looks like he was late to work. He's trying to catch
Right.
up to the Moray. Hey, guys.
Hey, better that than the Hydro Sled.
And he's going to launch off the hydro sled. That's all it's good for.
Oh, my goodness. But
That Piranha's badass. It doesn't get
Yeah.
enough pub for how good it is.
it was late, right? It was a little late to the party. It was 1990.
Yeah, the last
Um,
good year for vehicles.
So by that point, the G.I. Joe 3 3/4 line was starting to lose some steam. Animation was no good.
Gone.
It was it was just late, unfortunately. It was really, really great boat though. Probably my favorite one from that year. Just I need to get I have 3 devilfish now. I need to get a piranha to match. Need to get more piranha. I need a school of piranha.
I think the piranha would take the devilfish, but 3 devilfish and a piranha, that's a more even fight.
It's funny too, because like that looks like a Cobra boat as much as the devilfish looks like a Joe boat. Like the devilfish looks like, built out of government surplus, contracted to the lowest bidder. Kind of it's a good boat, but not a great boat. Whereas the piranha looks like something that is just goes about 20 miles an hour too fast.
Right.
Completely unsafe, but if you get one that works, it's a real high performance machine. Like the kind of thing that your rogue terrorist organizations love to invest in. Love the aesthetics there.
Safety features. They always invest in safety features.
Right. Safety features. Heck no. We got depth charges that you just push out with your hand, just right off on the side there.
Push them on. There you go.
Launcher, just launcher. I barely even know her.
Be careful if you're physically signaling to turn, right? You might blow up your buddy.
That's what we got in this week. Ragtime Rob, shout it out.
Shout out to the lovely studio audience tonight. Thank you for tuning in as always.
Mark Weber.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Oh, shout outs. Well, we'll keep it serious this week. Shout out to the lovely Mrs. Weber, not featured in this film, who did all the work scheduling our vacation in the Caribbean. We had a really good time, and not to get misty, but my oldest, Derek, is off to college in August, so we're real cognizant this year that this is some of our last like full family under the same roof vacations. So it was a good one. We had a really good time. So kudos to her. And then I was going to hang a Jamaica shirt in my spot of honor on the wall back there. And then I remember I had forgotten because I had posted quite a bit about it, always do. Monday was the 20th anniversary of the passing of Pat Tillman. And as I said online, the greatest Sun Devil and a real American hero. So I made sure to grab one of my Pat's Run t-shirts, the one that says Honor 42 on the back wall. Because if you don't know about Pat Tillman, look it up. He was really, really something. And we miss him.
Jake Rose with the nod there. Here's to marrying up.
Right? Holy smokes. Thank goodness.
I will reiterate Ragtime Rob's shout out to our wonderful studio audience. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Remember, if you are catching us live on Facebook, go ahead and give us some kind of a reaction. Give us a heart, give us a thumbs up, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. Those are the things that make the algorithm go around over there. If you're catching us here on the YouTubes, remember to go ahead and leave us a click down that way to like the video. Give us a click down that way to subscribe to the channel. And that way you'll get one of these once a week. Maybe we get a bonus one in there once in a while. Who knows? God forbid. Hope springs eternal, right?
You never know.
We do that sometimes. But nobody watches it when we do, but we do. Anyways, if you're catching us on recording, we love you too. Do all the same things, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube or what have you. Remember, if you got a couple of bucks laying around that you're not doing anything with, and not many of us do, but we do have a coffee account down below. If you pledge as low as $1 a month, it does get your name into the credits, and you do help keep the channel going. We do incur some costs in regards to production and maintenance and all that stuff. Not a whole lot, but enough that we wouldn't do it if it wasn't for folks like you. If you're catching us on audio, wherever you get your podcast, we should be available to you. Be sure to leave us a nice 5-star review. Don't care where you do it, where it's Apple, Spotify, get our home at Podbean, all that good stuff. We appreciate all of you tuning in with us every week. Next week, it is the 13th anniversary episode.
Ooh, lucky 13.
Arbor
Right.
Day already. I didn't get a card.
Right. It's actually going to be past the actual anniversary is the 27th, but we had our choice on this. Look, it's probably not going to be anything big. I am trying to get a couple of guests in to talk about some stuff, but it's scheduling on this side is tough. There is not a ton of time put aside for the production of What's on Joe Mind past what you see most every week. So I apologize if this 13th anniversary spectacular comes off as a little less than spectacular, but we all got to go to work. We all got to make a living. And then we do the best we can with the time we got left. So I'm just happy that you guys are still tuning in after all this time. Forget about fancy stuff. We've never been the pinnacle of audio video engineering. We just try to come out and be entertaining about G.I. Joe and toys. As
a wise man once said, hey man, it's 100 floors of terror. They ain't all going to be hits.
I don't think we'll be that bad. Andrew Galgan asks, who would be the dream guest of What's on Joe Mind? You know what? I'll pose that question to you guys. If you have a dream guest for What's on Joe Mind, go ahead and leave it down below in the big boy comments. We're almost at a show, so it's not going on the live chat. Don't bother with the live chat. Hit us in the big boy comments down below. You might give us some ideas. Maybe we can get some of these dream guests that you guys want to see. Who knows? We're here for you guys. We do community calendar, and we share customs and all kinds of cool stuff for you. It's a community program. It always has been. If you've got something you want to share with the show, there's the email address right there, whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. Be sure to hit us up there, whether it's, again, customs or questions for the post-soc. We do have some folks who are well-heeled in G.I. Joe, whether it's our comics expert, Rob, or former Hasbro head of the brand, marketing guru, monster in a box, Mark Weber, or myself. I've been with Joe Declassified since the beginning. I'm a show organizer. I've done some stuff too. So even me, the show dummy, can answer your questions. But we're not going to know that unless you hit us up at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com. And what do you say? That's it, guys.
I just like that we're going to be a teenager next week, so we can start being petulant.
Start?
Well, I'm just saying, we're legal now. We're teenagers at 13.
It's expected now.
Yeah, now we're allowed to be snarky. You're going to tune in next week when we turn 13, and it's just going to look like this.
Right. Oh, good Lord. And with that, we will leave you until next week. As our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. Be sure to join us next Tuesday at 9:05 for another wonderful episode of the What's on Joe Mind team stream. Anything? Nothing? Going once, going twice, sold.
I got nothing.
That's what we want. I'm not going to start the music again, though, because I don't want it to play over our cool-ass outro. But have a great week, everybody. Yo, Joe.
Beer.